Hi everyone, I'm any new province, and I just finished up the league with Grixis Delver. This deck can get off to incredibly fast starts. Anyway, you can steal the game with a lightning bolt in whatever match you want by clicking on the timestamps in the description down below. While you're down there, if you wouldn't mind liking the video and subscribing to the channel, I'd seriously appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the league. Having 2 days in a probe actually feels pretty good. Like, we can probably mulligan a little bit more aggressively, but this hand's actually pretty alright. We get a redraw. We get to counter our opponent's first 2 plays. I actually don't mind this. And just like with the new mulligan rule to contend with in general, I'm a little happier just going this way. Especially where we can go Terramorphic Expanse for Island, daze their first play, replay our Island, go get like a red or black source depending on what we need, daze them again. What's up, Jay? Good morning. I know, I'm early. I'm early again today. Our opponent decided to go to 6. Okay, we'll play Terramorphic Expanse, pass the turn. And if they don't play anything, then we'll be alright. Yeah, you figured, because here I am. They're going to preordain. Okay, preordain can go. I think I'd rather get this mana moving rather than counter a preordain, although it is a very good card. So we'll get an island. They're all going to be mismatched tonight because I do what I do. And we'll probe you now. Let's see what they've got. Alright, so they have 2 dazes themselves. That's interesting. So that means we should probably go get an island, because that'll allow us to daze. Or actually, we can play Delver and daze their daze here, which I think is what I'm going to do. Then we get the first Delver on board. They don't have any way to set up the top of their library. They do have a Gush. Okay, so, and there's a Bolt, which will help us sneak through our own Delver. So let's go get an island. I'm going to probe you now. Play our Delver. And if they daze, we'll daze their daze. So now next turn, we can go get a mountain and leave up lightning bolt through daze, which I think is pretty okay. So we saw daze. The island comes back down. There's the Delver. So their hand is pretty good here. Let's see what we flip. Island. No, I would not like to reveal island. I am going to set a stop here. And we'll go get a mountain. Actually, we should probably go get swamp. Yeah, I'm going to get swamp here. See what we draw. Get Taxi and probe. Let's probe them again. See if they drew anything interesting. Yeah, there's not a lot of ways to get black mana in this deck, so you really have to prioritize that. Alright, so still just a daze. They got another Delver to play next turn. That's worth noting. Ponder. Okay, so we'll ponder here. We'll see if it drives out their daze. They'll probably keep daze just to force their Delver through, just in case we have counter magic. No, they don't let ponder go. Okay, so we can't pay 1. We'll pass the turn here. We don't want to trade Delvers because we potentially have an answer for both of theirs. Oh, there's foil. Flips it. Okay. Well, opponent does have the option of just playing Evolving Wilds here and holding up foil. And they have Gush in hand as well. So this is going to be dicey for a second. No red mana to handle this right now. Going to have to be a couple turns from now. So I'm curious as to what they do here. Yeah, opponent's on the not play a land at all. They'll just chuck Evolving Wilds Island. Yes, they do decide to go with Evolving Wilds. Interesting. So they're leaving up the free counter. And honestly, I don't blame them. So we're up against blue-black 1-drops here. Alright, let's see if we can find anything to flip our Delver. We find bolts, so we will flip on bolts. We know our opponent has the foil. And I mean, we could, like, if we had a spell to cast here, we could counter their foil with daze. But we'd much rather use that to counter their next Delver, especially where we have answers for the rest of them. Alright, opponent gets swamped, just in case they find removal for our Delver. You can't destroy your lands if you don't play any. Finger on temple meme. All right, so opponent draws up to 6. One of their cards is an island. And we'll see if they found another island. I am going to hardcast... No, then they can just daze our daze. So let's tap island. Try to daze augur. They let it go. All right. So that keeps them off that for a turn, and then I guess it does allow them to leave up foil if they drew an island here. But I don't, if I was keeping track of this correctly, they don't have an island in hand to protect their Delver. And we have our own. All right, we keep drawing islands. So let's go Bolt, see if Delver dies. That might dictate how we play. They let it go. We'll play out our swamp, go to combat, and swing. So, depending on how they play next turn, I'm assuming they'll use foil to protect their Delver. This is another augur? No. Unless I forgot, like, unless they only had the one Delver and I forgot to take it out of their hand, but I'm pretty sure they had a second one. They're going to Echoing Decay here. All right, we lose our own Delver, which leaves them ahead on the Delver race. There's Thermo Alchemist. I'm into that. All right, let's cast Thermo Alchemist. Can't even represent our Lightning Bolt here, unfortunately. Play an island and pass the turn. I don't know why we would hold islands, honestly, but opponent's going to Brainstorm. This should get them enough foil fodder. Well, we're hoping to kind of like draw through almost our entire deck and kill them with Thermo Alchemist after getting in some early damage with Delver and controlling their board with our bolts and dazes. So we did see the better part of the interactive side of our deck kind of already. But I think given the amount of resources we've gone through, I think we're actually hoping like, oh, is this Gurmag Angler? Wow. I think we're actually hoping to have won by now, which makes things pretty awkward. We're drawing lands. Okay, so we will ping. We don't even want to let them draw because they might, or we don't even want to let them untap because they might find a way to protect their Delver. All right, well, we will pretty much have to combo off with Thermo Alchemist to win here. Yeah, black is for the Gurmfather, which is like a fine removal plan for Gurmag Angler. Now our opponent has foil online, though. So our next spell... Oh, is this another Angler? Wow. Pretty sweet. Nope, Augur. Okay. Gonna go looking. So 2 islands in our opponent's hand. Opponent's gonna fire off the Preordain. We know the rest of their hand right now. And Terramorphic Expanse. You got it. So unfortunately, we gotta go to 6 here, and they probably just got us. That Echoing Decay was pretty clutch. Maybe we dazed incorrectly. I don't know when we would have dazed otherwise, but they had the Gurmag Angler and we didn't. There's a Thought Scour. I don't think we have anywhere to go but to Thought Scour ourselves, but I'm assuming they're going to counter this because it essentially means we're dead. So we'll Thought Scour ourselves. No. Opponent did. I think we do Brainstorm here because we do have kind of a combo finish with this deck. So even though our opponent has foil active in hand and they can make us fizzle. Well then, so I think we want to go island, probe on top, Thought Scour ourselves, pinging our opponent in the meantime. Preordain. All right, ping our opponent. We're going to Preordain, but there's a really good chance that they just foil this Gurmag Angler. Like, I don't really know. And if they do that, we'll need another creature to block next turn. I think we could have bottomed both of these. Hey, Pauper Bust. Thank you so much for the sub, man. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome back. I guess we don't have to let Alchemist die this turn, but like, yeah, they will definitely counter the Angler. So I think we just have to pass here. We didn't make our land drop, but I think the information's worth it. Let's just pass. We can block Augur and go to 1. But if they have like Snuff Out or another one of their free removal spells, then we do just die. And they'll have to be something, like, I don't know what is worth, right? Because they win the game. We go to 1. So almost any spell we cast doesn't matter to them. And they have active foil plus days on. Alchemist's dead. So there's no special amount of spells that will get us out of this. I don't think we can. It would have to start with a pretty good brainstorm. We'll get Mountain just in case we have several red spells somehow. Well. Yeah, like we can block with Delver. We can Metamorphose to draw back into our Angler, but they have days. So I think we'll go like this. Go like this. We do have to have enough mana to bolt their Augur as well. Run out Delver. Metamorphose. We'll add red, blue. We're going to draw Angler. Bolt your Augur. So if this draws out the counter magic, no. So now we're not dead if we try to cast this Angler, but we have a Mountain on top. And we've seen both of the islands we think our opponent has, so I think we're going to go for it. But they'll probably foil it. I'm assuming they have foil. Yeah. Okay. So we got to chump with that Delver and hope that the rest of our opponent's hand is just dead. Opponent's going to gush. That is not dead. And Snuff Out and we lose. Well, okay. So we knew they had foil. Maybe we should have waited till their turn to go through that. But I thought just maybe they would have countered the foil to make sure they had the win. But they obviously had the read on us. So we will bring in Pyroblasts. I think that will be good in fighting counter battles here. Reaping the Graves is probably all right if we get into a counter fight, and I like to spell as well. Do we have any inefficient counter magic that we want to take out? Maybe Pyroblast isn't super good. Yeah, Relic for Stormbound Geist is relevant as well. So, but that's the thing, right? Like, this deck is very combo focused. Like, Cartouche does make my Gurmag a 6/6. It's bizarre because, like, what are we going to take out for this stuff? This deck doesn't really run a lot of things that you'd reasonably take out. Like, is there anything? There isn't really anything we can take out and put something in to deal with Angler, which is unfortunate. If we're not going to be the aggressor, I could see going out the Brainstorms. We only have 5 shuffle effects, so these get worse. Maybe I'll go down to 1. And we can imagine they'll bring in Hydros, so maybe we want to take out some of our red spells. Maybe we want to take out like an Alchemist, 1 Alchemist, and maybe Reaping the Graves isn't worth here. Reaping the Graves is probably too slow. And yeah, we could probably cut 2 Metamorphose as well, because we're going down in Thermo Alchemist, so we need less kind of combo fodder. Yeah, let's do it like that. Let's see what happens. Cartouche making Gurmag Angler 6/6 is like actually kind of relevant. I actually really like this hand. If we draw into another land, we can cast Gurmag Angler reasonably quickly, so I'm going to keep here. I know it's like I just keep doing this thing where I'm not mulliganing where I maybe should, but I actually like this hand. And 2 Ponders to help us set up future turns. But I think this hand's actually good. All right. Play an island. Or actually, let's Gataxian Probe. Straight away. See if opponent foils. No foil from our opponent. So we draw a Terramorphic Expanse. So I think Terramorphic Expanse will go get our Mountain this turn. Or maybe just Swamp. Probably just Swamp. Yeah, play Terramorphic. Pass turn. Oh, yeah. Maybe we should go get red mana. Although I think our black cards matter a lot more. Let's go get black mana. Turn comes back. We draw. Thought Scour. Okay, play a land. And we'll pass here. So maybe it should have been red mana just for the purpose that we can Manamorphose and get one card deeper. But I kind of like that this is how it played out. So opponent's going to go Preordain. Looking for an answer to Angler, I'm assuming. They're like, the read is pretty obvious here. Like we went to fetch black on turn 1. So we'll Thought Scour ourselves. They might Daze here. No Daze. We awkwardly draw a Thermo Alchemist. And they go to cleanup and discard. What do we draw? Swiftwater Cliffs. All right, so there's no defending ourselves against Daze here, no matter which way we cut it. So we'll just have to go for it once here. Or maybe we can wait. Yeah, let's ponder. Pyroblast. All right, so we'll go Lightning Bolt, Island, Pyroblast, and not shuffle. Play Swiftwater Cliffs, and we'll pass here. So this way we get to play around Daze and... Yeah, this way we get to play around Daze and foil. So I like that. What's up, Wheeler? How you doing? And the first Angler, like, they do play Edicts, and maybe that's what they're digging for here. Obviously, that's trouble. They're telegraphing that they don't have Daze, but Thornside's really good. So I'm assuming, even if they are telegraphing they don't have it, there's still a chance that they have it. All right, so turn comes back to us. We draw the island we knew about. So let's go ahead and attempt to Angler. As I said, leaving a Pyroblast plus Daze. And if they didn't foil that, I think I am going to try to run out the Alchemist here. And we'll pass. I think I'm going to hold on to Manamorphose until we can use it to trigger Alchemist. I've got a feeling that our opponent doesn't have a whole lot going on over there. I think they might just be slowly working their way up to an Angler themselves. All right, they could have Dispel in hand here, so I don't think it's worth it to Pyroblast until their turn. There's a Bolt. Okay, so go to combat. We'll attack with Angler. And then we might, on their turn, we'll probably try to Manamorphose for 2 red, and then Pyroblast Bolt the Delvers. And if that's the case, then I think we should ponder here. Opponent fetches. For black mana, sure. Let's ponder, untap Thermo Alchemist. They're going to snuff out Thermo Alchemist. All right, so I think we should Thought Scour ourselves here because we might hit Daze. Although that doesn't really matter. We do get an extra trigger off Thermo Alchemist, though. And I think now might be the time to do this. Like, we might see their Daze here. But if we do see their Daze, that's not a huge issue. I just feel like they don't have it. They were F6ing pretty aggressively. Although, like I said, they could also just, like... They're going to Dispel. Okay. I did have the read on Dispel, however. So maybe that was a little loose. All right, so tap Thermo Alchemist. Get our damages worth out of it. Get to Ponder. And I think we'd almost rather... We can set up a Delver for a couple turns from now. Maybe that's good. So we'll go... Ponder, Brainstorm, Delver. And not shuffle. We'll draw Delver. All right, pass. Yep. It was an all right turn. If they flip both of these Delvers, which they don't, I'm lucky they don't. But if they flipped both of those Delvers, we would have been in trouble. Now we have to resolve our own Delver and somehow protect it, which is not going to be easy. Also, we're like super low on time. Ooh, Soul Reap. Okay, sure. Down goes the Angler. Dig it in for 2. Alchemist would be good. So we'll play our own Delver. We have Pyroblast to defend it. And we're not going to Brainstorm yet because we have Ponder to shuffle. So I think we're going to go ahead and Augur. Oh man, now I don't know. Okay, we will take the Ponder. And pass. I could have Brainstormed there, I guess, but I do like the texture of my hand, so... Alright, opponent's upkeep. We are... Well, we should see if they flip. No reveal. Alright. 2 mana for... Gush. Alright, so we are definitely going to try to kill one of these in response. And they had no non-creature spells in hand. That's why I think it was... Well, they couldn't have had that many non-creature spells in hand. That's why I think that was safer there. There's Stormbound Geist. Okay. Would have been nice to counter that. So on our upkeep, we will Brainstorm. Flip our Delver. Let's go Daze and Ponder. Yep. Flip our own Delver. Draw. Be really nice to have that Lightning Bolt now, I tell you. Play Delver. We have a Daze on top that we know about. And we're going to have to get rid of the Stormbound Geist someday. I guess we just go to combat and swing with Augur of Bolas. There's a possibility that we sneak through with Delver at some point. I think we play our own Augur here looking for Lightning Bolts. Find the Daze that was on top that we knew about, and pass. Because now Augur's actually our attack plan, which is a little awkward. Now we know we're not flipping this Delver. But they're not flipping their Delvers either, so we got that going for us. Angler time. Echoing Decay. Angler time. Yeah, when I thought I could attack through, I liked it, but then they cast Angler. Island is not going to flip our Delver. Alright, so let's Ponder. Thermal Alchemist would be so good here. Another Bolt. And another Angler. Angler's a pretty great answer to Angler. So let's go Thought Scour, Bolt, Angler. No Shuffle. And play our Island. Attempt to cast Gurmag Angler. With a good amount of backup. And go to combat. I think we swing with Delver here. And then we can kill the Stormbound Geist on the backswing. So they do block. Yep. Undying triggers. And unless they have another Dispel, we should be able to kill this on their upkeep. Or we should try now because we have Daze. So just in case they have hard counter. Alright, there it goes. Turn comes back. Yes, the crazy scary fish. Oh man. And our opponent flips their Delvers right on time. Yep, gets in. So they leave one back to block. It's a good little bit of info. We're going to flip on Lightning Bolts. Go to combat. We will swing. We are at 14 here, and our opponent has free removal spells, so... Alright, opponent's going to go like that. Sure. So we will... Let's attempt to Bolt Delver on their upkeep. They could just have another Angler, which obviously is terrible. But it is what it is. Alright, here comes Delver. No blocks. Yeah, let's hold on to Bolt for now. Even just their own Augur sucks here. Oh my god, Angler. Ouchie. Big ouch. I don't think opponent knows about Daze, but they're doing a great job playing around it while representing their own counter magic. Now I don't know that we even have enough time to like win another game. So I'm getting a little nervous about that. That was a pretty bad Thought Scour. Alright, play land. Pass the turn. So now I think we definitely have to kill this Delver on their upkeep. Just for self-preservation purposes. They let it go. Alright, what's going to happen here? I think we're taking 5. Yep. The difference was 5 and 8, which is surprisingly relevant. There's Pyroblast. So now we're going to go to 1. Without very many outs. No way to deal with Angler, even out of the sideboard. Which is a little dicey. I'll pass the turn. I like having Pyroblast and Daze in hand, but we pretty much have to top deck Lightning Bolt and have it resolve to win here. So we go to 1. And I'm happy attacking with 1 Augur here. Let's Ponder first. Delver's nice. So we'll go Expanse. Can't run it back. This might not be good enough, though. Let's shuffle. I like to spell here as well. All right, so go to combat, attack with Augur. Put our opponent down to 4, so that puts him lower than Snuff Out mana. And we have to draw a Lightning Bolt in a reasonable amount of time, too, so... I definitely... Oh, unless I have that... What's that spell? It's like if you cast a black spell this turn, this is free or something. This Gush. Going for the win. And... Soul Reap? We're dead. I think we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Dang. I don't think keeping Terramorphic Expanse Delver is what we want to do either. Okay, go to 5. Okay, well, we have 2 probes. We have 2 probes, and we're on the draw. I think I'm going to keep this. 2 probes, 2 bolts. This is our 5, right? Yeah. I am going to keep. I'm going to keep 2 probes. 2 probes, 2 bolts, and a daze. What? Oh, no, those are the ones you put back. Okay, lesson learned. Do not click the ones... Well, anyway, guys. Punt. I just learned something. Don't click the ones you want to keep, like in every other kind of thing you would do in Magic. That was a learning experience. We all learned. But, yeah, no lander. Let's go. It is. It's a new mechanic. Clicking the cards selects the cards. So our opponent knows we're on a no-lander. We'll see what they're on over there. They chose to keep the Terramorphic Expanse hand. So we'll probe them. We did put cards on the bottom that weren't lands. All right, our opponent has a 2-lander. Looks like they're on some kind of like prowess build. We don't hit our land drop. That's bad. And they're going to get their Elusive Spellfist down next turn. So they have Daze in their hand, which is like essentially a hard counter against us here. Ooh, okay. So this is like Blue-Black Delver with Elusive Spellfist? Is that what we're looking at here? We find our island. That's kind of nice. I don't think there's any reason to fire anything off just yet, so we'll pass. Got our days back up. Clicking on the cards selects the cards. All right, opponent, what do you got for us? I don't know if it would be... We don't have a land drop. So, like, I don't know how wise it would be to just, like, daze their 2-drop if they have one. What's up, Udvolkarine? We've hung out a few times. So I don't really know how I don't know how to pronounce your name yet. Yeah. I don't know why I would daze this. You think it's really good? I mean, it becomes unblockable. It's got 3 toughness. What do they bring in? What do they bring it in over? So are they cutting their... Are they cutting like their augurable losses? Opponent getting to do all the... Oh my god, Gush? Jeez. Sure. And is this Angler? No lander into getting angled? Oh, Kurt Angle. Opponent can't daze back though, and they know we have a daze in hand. You should cast the Angler. Dang it, opponent. Thought we had him. You got Probe. Cool. Well, they do have probes. So they're pretty deep on the Elusive Spellfist plan. I think we're going to Thought Scour here. To another Brainstorm. And we milled 2 lands. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, we found Mountain. So fortunately, we will be able to get rid of Elusive Spellfist and hold up some cards here. I like Metamorphose for blue-red, however. So we are going to do that. What? Oh, it adds 2 of the same color. Lesson learned. There's Delver. And I think we should just set up Delver for next turn. There's a Gataxian Probe. So let's go Thought Scour. Thought Scour. And we'll flip on Thought Scour. We'll cast that Thought Scour next turn to get rid of the other one. And try to win this game. What do you got, opponent? 7 cards in hand now, off the days. I'm assuming they have some kind of interaction. Some kind of very cheap interaction. The Germfather, that's pretty good interaction. And we have to be wary of their dazes as well. I'm gonna get in for the 1 with the Spell Fist. I guess some combination of Delver plus Lightning Bolt does kill Gurmag Anglers. I was a little critical of the no anglers. Alright, so they're going to put 2 on top. Must be digging for... Well, couldn't be lands because they... Oh, they did make their land drop this turn. Okay. So we'll flip Delver off of Scour. We will play around their days by bolting this now. Yeah. But, like, with this Angler, like, I just don't see... I don't see a route here. Really? Like, I don't see a route. Should it be any 2 colors? So I did I get... Yeah. Did I get gypped there? Yeah, I just clicked blue. Oh, guys, Manamorphose is bugged. Tonight's going to be fun. So I'm going to Thought Scour on myself, trying to make my land drop here. Nope. But Alchemist isn't bad. Maybe I do attack here. Yeah, I'm not blocking, so we'll attack. Wow. I wonder how many cards the mulligan bugged. Maybe a million. Ooh, double Delver. Okay. Thanks, Moto. F. Rip. The London Mulligan made blue decks worse, but little did we know. So they can counter Alchemist here, but we're pretty dead as it is anyway. Yep. And we'll probe you. Free League, that's true. Alright, so 2 lands, 2 augurs. We make our land drop. I just don't know how we're going to beat this Angler without resolving our own Angler. And we can't find our black mana. And now we've got a chump with our flip Delver. Jeez. Okay. So if one flips these Delvers, we're dead anyway. Yeah, that's it. Alright. Well, bring in our Pyroblasts, as one does. Bring in a Dispel. Bring in a Relic. 1 Gut Shot might not be that bad here either. But it only kills Delver in their deck. So we'll do it like this. I think we'll cut the same way as last time. We'll cut 2 Metamorphose, a Thermo Alchemist, and 4 Brainstorm. Or 3 Brainstorm. Yeah, we've been getting angled tonight. Just straight up angled. And it's weird, like, I think I'm playing pretty well. I don't, like, besides obviously bottoming a card that wasn't a Gataxian Probe when keeping a 0-lander. That might have been a little loose, but... Maybe our 7 last game was better. Maybe the mulligan rule isn't that broken. Sandstorm does not hit flyers, unfortunately. Depending on how many elusive Spellfists they have, it might be reasonable, but I'm not really into it here. Maybe Metamorphose is more important than I thought. Maybe Metamorphose is like this deck's version of a Mana Rock. I really don't like Brainstorm that much. I know people are huge on Brainstorm. We only have 5 shuffle effects. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, is it, like, how important is it, you know? So everybody's thinking blue-black 1-drops gets better with the London Mulligan. How come you decided to bring it out tonight, Throneside? Or increasing the counters on... How much better would a mass be if you got to choose? I think a lot better. The choice... Yeah, the choice is like... Reverend Malthus. The choice is crazy, really. I mean, well, maybe not. Maybe not. Well, like, Metamorphose, I think it's just bugged. You guys can help me pay attention next time, but I'm under the impression that it's just bugged. All right, we have a turn 1 Delver. I think that is important. And we have a way to protect our other stuff in Pyroblast. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. Plus, I seem to just punt when we have to do extensive clicking. But we will check Manamorphose. I'm happy to be a guinea pig for that one. Yeah, it's not horrible. Definitely a keepable hand. All right, go Island, go Delver. See if opponent foils turn 1. No foil. Deadly. Doing great. Ooh, okay. Opponent has their own Delver. So we're the control deck. Do we want to trade Delvers here? See if we flip. Nice. We will flip. Play a Swift Water Cliffs. We'll go to combat. I think we want to get Relic through around days here, because if we do, then that'll shut off our opponent's potential whatchamacallit? Stormbound Geist. Aw, geez. Gonna have ourselves a good old delve off. Now our opponent knows about our infinite answers. Yeah, sorry, Terry. We're out here, man. Our opponent's already... So, like, we are winning this race. That's nice. Our opponent could just find a snuff out here, though, and then completely screw us over. Disfigure. Well, that's not great. We'll see. Be happy to get my 3 damage in where I can. No attacks from our opponent. Okay. So if they want to trade their Delver with our Delver and then use their Disfigure later, I'm more than happy about that. Okay, I changed my mind because we drew a Delver. Let's try to bolt their Delver. They let it go. Play Terramorphic Expanse, go to combat, and swing. So if they spend next turn disfiguring, we're still going to play around days here. As much as we can, anyway. So if they spend this turn taking care of our Delver, or tying up their mana that way, instead of playing another Augur of Bolas, I'm like kind of okay with that. Blue mana means cycling Ash Barrens. Gonna get some more black mana. Maybe they have multiple disfigures. Now, blue mana. Okay. You got it. So they are gonna disfigure our Delver. We can't save it. And here comes Augur. Delver has gold version. You're the best, man. All right, so get some black mana. Turn comes back. There's another Pyroblast. Okay. So that'll help us for... Oh my god, this is so brutal, though. So if we want red mana anyway. So if we get red mana with this... They're going to Dispel. Okay. Oh, I wonder if they have days. This is so tough. No days. No days! Nice. So hopefully they don't have another removal spell. Are we about to get crushed? Is the crush coming? Oh, it is Angler. That's juicy. All right, let's see if we can't flip this bad boy. No blocks from us. They got their own Delver. We will flip on days, wishing that I had had that a second ago. So we'll attack with Delver. They have 1 card in hand. I'm assuming... Yeah, it's not like I wanted days. I'm assuming our opponent can't answer this Pyroblast. So we'll take out their Delver before that becomes an issue. Play out Relic and pass the turn. All right, opponent. The race is on. It'll take you 3 attacks. It'll take us 3 attacks. We have literally no way to defend our Delver. Exile a card, please. Turn comes back. Let's ponder first, see if it matters. Oh boy, best shuffle ever. Yep. Metamorphose. No. I think I'd rather Metamorphose instant speed if they try to interact. I mean, we could draw a blocker for the Skarmog Angler or something, but... Alright, pass turn. Yeah, I'd be into that too. One attacks for 6. Or a Bolt. I also agree with that. So let's try for Metamorphose first. We'll grab red mana. So does it make 2 red mana here? No, it doesn't. Okay. We might find Brainstorm, but I think I'd rather just still make 2 red mana. Draw a card. Another Pyroblast, eh? So let's sack Relic. Draw a card. Daze. Okay, that doesn't really help. Bolt would be nice. Probe. Paying mana for Gitaxian Probe in 2018. Good God. Alright, opponent has Hydroblast Gurmag Angler, so they can counter a Bolt, but they have no way to kill our Delver as it stands. We draw Bolt. Okay. Go to combat. Did I say 2018? Oh, guys. So little sleep. All right, opponent, do not top deck super duper hot, please. We can try to Pyroblast their cantrip if they cast one. Hey, we got him. Sweet. No top deck 2018. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, Manamorphose did feel pretty important there. And it isn't broken. I guess I just clicked pretty fast. We're on the draw, too. So they're going to get to set up. Maybe we want to bring this stuff back in. But I can't see how they'd be better than Dispels or Pyroblasts. So I'm actually... Yeah, let's keep it like this. Yas, Merlin. Yeah, this is fine. Like, we have our days. We have a couple cantrips. We got Gitaxian Probe. Delver. I don't like this London Mulligan nonsense. I'm just avoiding it altogether. There, Delver comes first. This is why I think days would be nice all the time. Or not. Yeah, it would have been nice to daze that, but gut shot would be nice regardless. Opponent doesn't have their own days to back it up. They do have a hard counter and another island in hand though. That's worth keeping in mind. Okay, so we'll go island, play our own Delver, and pass the turn. If we didn't have the Gitaxian Probe to look there, we would have just flipped it blind style. Blind style? Has opponent got it? No. Opponent is not with the Wu-Tang blind style. They do have another Delver, though. Do I want to daze this? I kind of have to cast my cantrips next turn, but I think I'm okay with not having them find a way to interact with our Delver, because they don't have a way right now. So Preordain goes away. We'll take one. Hopefully flip our own Delver. No. Terramorphic Expanse. Fantastic. All right, so I think we should play Terramorphic Expanse and get our red mana to get Thermo Alchemist online next turn, but it's still, like, we're going too slow here. If they manage to flip their Delvers, then that's, like, pretty much game. Oh, it's insane gold version. So basically you draw, every time you mulligan, you draw 7 anyway. And then if you do, like, you put away the cards you don't like, essentially, and our opponent draws the Hydroblast. So they got Hydroblast hard counter. Yeah, this does not look good for your heroes, guys. They get their black mana anyway, just in case. You bought them 1 card per mulligan. Yeah, we're taking 6. So they got the Hydro from stopping us from even getting started with this stuff next turn. See if we flip Delver at least. We do, thankfully. Play a land. So I think we're going to Manamorphose on their turn. We can block one of these Delvers and then Manamorphose. They have Counterspell Hydroblast. So as long as they don't draw a land, that plan should work. So we're just going to pass. Manamorphose on their turn, try to bait the counter, and then use Lightning Bolt on our turn to kill one of the Delvers. We've got one to back on our own, so... Oh, they hit a land! Why? Ah. Alright, let's attempt a Manamorphose. There's Hydroblast, okay. So, we'll take 3. And I don't really know how we can bait that counter out of their hand. We can't daze it. We can run Thermo Alchemist into it, though. This seems like it sucks, and it kind of does. But Lightning Bolt to kill Delver is just as well. Oh, they're going to Gush instead. Okay, well, I like it when my opponent gushes on my turn. And I draw my phone all over the place. Okay. So our opponent's wise. They're wise to the Alchemist plan. We're just going to pass here. We already hit our land drop, so I don't really like cantripping without having Alchemist online. And I think they understand that protecting Delver is the way they're going to win this game easy. And really, we don't have a lot of outs. Like, we only have a couple seconds here. So our opponent has hard counter up over there. How do we beat that? They're at 20 as well. Yeah, they have foil as well. So let's look at some cards with Preordain. Relic and Ash Barrens are not what we're looking for. Okay. Ping you. That can get us our another red source so that we can attempt to push it through. I mean, yeah, Pyro, another Bolt. A lot of things does it there. Dispel. It sucks to shuffle Gurmag Angler away here. I guess we don't have to. So let's keep Dispel. We won't shuffle. Pass a turn. Do we already make our land drop? No. All right, let's go get red mana. And pass. It's going to be tight if we are going to make it. Especially because our opponent already resolved a Gush. And we could have more interaction coming. We're just not sure. Really. Yikes. Alright, so ping them. Our turn. Their hand is a bunch of unknown stuff. So ping you. Try to bolt your Delver. Untap Thermo Alchemist. See if they just let it go. Of course they don't. So there's the counterspell we knew about. So we'll attempt to dispel your counterspell. Untap Thermo Alchemist. See if all that card drawing found the more interaction. Does not appear that it did. And can we afford to play around days here? We definitely can't. So play out Thermo Alchemist. If they have days, they have days. They're going to brainstorm looking for days. But we can't daze their days here. That sucks. And we get a second Alchemist down? They could just have removal magic. They do find days. Okay. Can't daze their days. All right, pass the turn. Well, I don't know. Like we're at 2, they're at 15. And their deck is stacked. There's Stormbound Geist. Okay. Yup. So we'll ping them. Counter their Preordain. It's the least we could do. Ping them. F6. What do we find? Island on top. All right, Thought Scour ourselves. Very few outs here. That's kind of an out. Pass the turn. What's up, Lynx? For playing Grixis. How you been, man? Nice to hear from you. All right, tap Alchemist. Pyroblast your boy. Tap Alchemist. And we're dead. Opponent top decked another counterspell. Well, oh geez, gang. It looks like we got another great hand again. Not going to have time to test out the mulligan roll. I'm going to snap it off. Honestly, like, our hands have been okay. And maybe I shouldn't have run that out right away. See what our opponent's on. Oh my god, it's One Land Spy. Do they have the kill? Terry, you're the expert. Get in real close. Oh, dude. Okay, so they have one. No, they only have one mana. They only have one mana, so they don't have the kill. They have one mana and a street wraith. Oh my god, I would be the one that gets memed too. All right. Go with Delver. We're gonna brainstorm flip next turn. Dig for any counter. I will. I will. I know. I would be the one that gets memed though. Oh, this is the first time this has ever happened. I'm so excited. I've never played against one land spy before. They found the land grant. Okay. All right. I'm into it. There's the forest. This is amazing. Guys, we're going to get one land spied. It's going to happen. Just live your life. Be happy for this moment for all of us. Well, they're drawn like crazy. They have Renegade Map, Lotus Petal, Wild Canter, Balustrade Spy, besides what we've seen so far. They just pass. Okay. Oh, I'm definitely rooting for my opponent. What's up, Fallen King? I am 100% rooting for my opponent. Ooh, and Ash Barons too. Okay. So I think we're gonna go Thought Scour Probe, I guess. Yeah, and then we can just draw into the Thought Scour. Or maybe we go... Well, it doesn't matter if we're drawing it second. So let's go Thought Scour Probe. Although it doesn't super matter. Yes, we will reveal Gitaxian Probe. Go to combat. Swing. Milling them might almost be better. I'm into that. Yeah, and then maybe we shuffle on upkeep. Get rid of the... Well, no. We actually probably want the Thought Scour, and then we'll go get black mana with this. All right, let's go. Opponent's at 11. We have Bolt in hand. Lotus Petal. So do we just go get... Like... Do we just go get our red source to kill them with Lightning Bolt soon, or do we get an Angler down? What do you guys think? I think we want to get Angler down. All right, so we'll go get black mana. Pretty confident our opponent doesn't have any counter magic. Well, they could. Probe, have a look. All right, they got 2 spies. They got a Knot of the Bone too. That's interesting. We draw a red source. Maybe we would have wanted to play that this turn. Go to combat, swing for 3. And yeah, still no way for us to Angler off this turn. They have 4 Pyros in the board. So I'll bring my Hydros in. Terry, I can't believe you have the index. This is the moment we've been waiting for. For you to commentate and advise on the one land spy matchup. Wild Cantor does get in the way. There's Songs of the Damned. Well, they're going for something. Balustrade Spy. Yup. Oh, it also has flying. It's worth noting. They mill themselves. There goes the whole deck. So they must have the combo. Look at the cards. Okay. I've done so. Are we dead? Conjurer's Bauble. We're dead. Wait, they don't have a way to make white mana. Unless they have it in hand. Just incidentally. Are they Morg Theft back something else? That's good. What turn is this? Turn 3? What is going on here? Are they just going infinite? They keep putting Songs of the Damned back on top of their deck. I'm assuming they can win from here. I don't see any more Mork Thefts. No, Caravex Torch, we're dead. Oh, that's sweet. All right. Well, they got us. Oh, God. I do this for you guys. I come out here and get killed by and get killed by one land spy. That's my service to you. Oh God. Okay. I don't know what doesn't matter. What's too slow? That sure looked consistent to me. We were dead on turn 3. I guess the probes. Probably don't want to deal that much damage to ourselves. Go like that. If we can get an angler on like turn 2 though. This might not be good enough. I like all the Hydroblasts. We're going to keep. And we're going to bottom Thought Scour. And I think I'll get black mana. No, so for that, we should probably Swiftwater Cliffs and get a cantrip in first. Oh my God. Don't tell me that. Are they just going to kill me here? Vinny Sows, welcome to the Jank Bank. Thank you very much. And they kept 7, so it's not even the mulligan rule. Is it possibly Pauper playable? Maybe that is next week's deck. Maybe it's finally time for me to meme him out. All right, so let's go with Ponder. We do want a Delver for sure. So let's go Swamp, Thought Scour, Delver. No shuffle. Play an island, play Delver. We'll flip on Thought Scour next turn, and then Thought Scour away the island, and then probably Ponder. Granted, every turn after this, we have to leave up Hydroblast. Plus, how much is Caravex Torch? Today we're looking into one land spy for net benefits. You need extra mana to counter Caravex Torch, right? 2 extra mana, is that correct? So this turn we can pretty much just like go nuts cantripping. All right, so Thought Scour ourselves. We draw Brainstorm. I like that. So let's Brainstorm. Put away Ponder. Actually, we'll put away Ash Barrens. 1 Ash Barrens, 1 Ponder. Play Terramorphic Expanse. Pass or attack for 3. And then we'll go get blue mana, play Thermal Alchemist next turn, and wonder what I should counter for the rest of my life. Terry, what spell do I counter? If I cost 2 more to counter? Okay. What spell do I counter if I can? If I can't counter Caravex Torch, and I can't counter Songs of the Damned. Oh, they have Ritual in hand. We saw the baubles come down. Should have countered the forest. Yeah, I definitely should have countered the forest. Put it back into their library. Is there any tuck effects? I guess we could turn this into a flying creature. Does Wind Zendikon turn stuff into flying creatures? Can you tuck people's lands with that new card? Opponent cracks Bauble. And they scoop. The match. Like, opponent, you got me on the first, like we could have at least, because you did they think they lost game 1? Anyway, whatever, sweet. Oh, heck. It's Birdman. This is pretty slow. But we do have the probe to look for another land if we need one. And we have Brainstorm Shuffle next turn if we want it, potentially. No, we have Brainstorm Augur Bolas someday. I'm okay with this, though. We have all our colors, and we have a probe to find out what's going on. I'm assuming they're on... Yeah, I'm assuming they're on Tethmos Tribe. Oh my god. I guess they are. They want to see what it's all about. There's Wild Canter. If anybody can make it work, it's Burb, man. Alright, well, every damage that does matters, so let's play Augur. And next turn we'll Brainstorm Shuffle and try to find a little bit more action. I'm okay with a Manamorphose here, especially where we only have one Shuffle effect in hand. The Gurmag Angler would have been nice. Pass the turn. Zero Land Spy? Ooh, that does sound spicy. I'm into it. So I don't know if I clicked away their hand correctly or not, by the looks of things. We draw Thermal Alchemist. That's pretty wicked. Okay, so play... Or actually, let's go to combat first. And swing. No blocks on their side. We'll play Thermal Alchemist. Yeah, I think Thermal Alchemist is even more important than Brainstorm Shuffle here. And then we can Brainstorm Shuffle next turn. I'm not even going to make my land drop here. Pass the turn. Potentially. Well, I did start really early, so we'll see. I started an hour early, but we will see. I'm nervous. Like I'm so nervous of what they can do with this deck in their hands. Burbman, absolute legend. There's Delver, that should help. So we'll go to combat attack with Augur. No blocks on their side. We will Thermo you. Metamorphose. Add blue-red. Draw Swiftwater Cliffs, so we will Brainstorm. Untap Alchemist. Find another Alchemist. We don't have the mana to cast it. We do have 2 Gitaxian Probes there, though. So we'll put back land and Thought Scour. We could go untapped Ash Barrens and then like 8 them with Thermal Alchemist next turn, but I almost think it's just better to put a Delver out here. But I guess we have to shuffle anyway, so maybe that is the play. So put back Thought Scour, play Ash Barrens, play Thermal Alchemist, and pass turn. Let's see if they got the combo. Oh, it's horrifying. This is turn 4. This is time to do it. All right, so we will ping you. Turn comes back. We draw Thought Scour. All right, so ping you. Ping you. Probe you. Untap our boys. Get a look. Oh, this looks close. They just don't have the win con. Draw Swiftwater Cliffs. Ping you. Ping you. Gitaxian Probe. And we should just have enough Alchemist triggers here, I believe. So ping, ping, and we will preordain. Yeah, preordain, untap. So that's 2 damage. What do we need? 1 more free spell? Bottom both. There we go. Alchemist, Alchemist, play Island. Brainstorm. Doesn't really matter. We got him. Okay. Sweet. Good God. Bring in the Hydroblasts. I think a Gut Shot is even kind of reasonable here, and maybe even Gorilla Shaman for blowing up those pesky Lotus Petals, and definitely Relic of Progenitus. So we'll do it like that. Maybe the Hydroblasts aren't as good as I think they are, but I'm going to keep them. We'll take out Lightning Bolts here. Hydroblasts are just as good, and I think like Daze is probably fine in this matchup. Probably just 2 probes, as good as they seemed there. We'll go like that. 2 blue-black Delver, 2 1-land Spy. Yeah, the London Mulligan confirmed to have shaken up the Pauper metagame like crazy. Oh my god, I've got the possibly Pauper playable overlay up, guys. F. Well, I mean, might as well switch it over. Did you guys notice that? Heckin'. Yeah, and you can't really edit that out either. I might find a way. We'll find out. Well, I mean, Birdman seems to know what they're doing, though. I like the Angler. We can probably cast it reasonably early with this Manamorphose, so we're going to keep. They land Grant straight away. Land into Elves. They have Destroy the Evidence, so how much mana do they have next turn? This doesn't have Threshold, so 1, 2, up to 3, 4, 5 mana, so they can Destroy the Evidence. But we have Gutshot, so that's sweet. All right, draw card. It's Relic. That's pretty fabulous. Okay, so Gutshot Elves. Play an island. We have another blue source. Play Relic. Pass the turn. So we'll see. That was really close. I don't think they have enough mana now. But they might draw into it. So they have 1. Well, they can't make black now. Oh, they can make black off this. So 3. Yeah. Elves is probably a dog to 1-land spy. Better get your match started before they jump back in. Yeah, you better. All right, so Relic U. So you think we should wait on Angler until we can defend with Relic? I think that's reasonable. Can they go off instant speed? Find Augur Bolas. Well, it doesn't really matter, and there's no way to interact with them now anyway. I think leaving up Relic is fair. Hey, we got him! Birdman! Oh! Jeez. This is a little slow. I think we could stand a mulligan like once. What does this look like if we keep it? So we go Swiftwater Cliffs into Delver. We can Brainstorm on our upkeep. That seems pretty bad. Brainstorm on our upkeep, and then we would flip on Gataxian Probe. We can't shuffle that turn. So we would draw back into our Ash Barrens. It's not that bad. It's not great, but things don't start happening until turn 2. Granted, we will have an Angler online eventually. Actually, this, you know what? I'm okay with it. It's a little slow, but like, thanks, Lynx. Yeah, it's like a little slow, but it's not egregious or anything. So we'll go Swiftwater Cliffs on turn 1 and pass the turn. I'm holding on to Gataxian Probe because we needed to flip our Delvers. We don't have any other non-creatures in hand. Oh god, it's burn. All right, well, yes, we will need another blue source. I am a little nervous about mulliganing, okay? I am. We draw Mountain. Okay, so let's go Delver. And I think we still are going to rush the flip. And no, I need to hold on a Probe to flip to Delver with the Brainstorm. All right, so play Mountain, pass the turn. Then on our upkeep, we're going to, as I said, flip the Delver because we have to be doing as much damage to them as they are to us. And we also have to get a lot of cards in our bin to get this Angler online. So that means we'll probably even shuffle away this Gataxian Probe. So we'll go upkeep, Brainstorm, shuffle right away. Pretty likely, depending on what we draw. Thought Scour would be ideal here. Oh, do not be Searing Blaze. Okay, it's not Searing Blaze. Leagues do cost $8, Kay. Yeah, Terry and I have been leaguing it up. Me and he was in the water play against each other all the time, too. All right, so Curse ticks up. We will see if we flip. Actually, before we see if we flip, we'll guarantee that we flip. So go Brainstorm. Yeah, actually, we can't do what I wanted to do. Actually, yeah, we can. So we can put back Island, Probe. So what I'm thinking about doing here is going Bolt, Preordain. We're going Preordain, Bolt, drawing Bolt, playing Island, playing Delver, flipping Delver next turn on Preordain, and then shuffling and bolting one of their accelerators, which is actually what I think I'm going to do. So we're going to go Preordain, Bolts, flip Delver on Bolt, draw Bolt. Oh god, that was hard. Play Island, play Delver. Go to combat and swing. We'll leave up Lightning Bolt. If they don't... Oh yeah, we can't really shuffle here. Yeah, serious time again. So I don't think we want to shuffle with Ash Barons regardless. Like, guys, do not let me shuffle with Ash Barons. So now if they play a creature, obviously we have an answer for it. So maybe they won't, and I'll keep them off their accelerators, which is what's kind of scary. And they've made enough land drops that one Searing Blaze, the first Searing Blaze isn't backbreaking. We should flip this Delver and get it out of the next Searing Blaze range soon. Gonna bolt us, okay. And Needle Drop. I think we have to hit Angler next turn to be on a 2-turn clock. So we have to be considerate of that too. If they don't play a creature, I might just bolt them. And then just give them a turn and hope they don't kill us. That might be our way to win. One mana is... I mean, it's perfectly within reason. All right, they are going to bolt a Delver. That's pretty good news for us, honestly, considering the texture of our hand. So I actually do think I am going to bolt them, where the plan is to Angler next turn. Yep, Curse ticks down, we flip Delver. And draw Preordain. So we will get black mana. Play black mana. Play Angler. This does give them a little bit longer than I wanted to. But we gotta do what we gotta do. We have to find another bolt, like, next turn, I think, to win this game. And that's all off the back of, like, starting a little bit too slow. If we would have started on Dazes or something like that, we might have been okay, but we have 3 bolts in our deck to draw to, and we're not necessarily dead. Our opponent could be on blanks. And they're playing scared of our creatures, which I'm definitely down with. Skewers, we're at 6. Virtual 5. 1 card in our opponent's hand. I can't afford to play scared of a Fire Blast. We're down to 2, so we're going to 1. And then Curse will kill us. So we need to find Lightning Bolt this turn or we lose. Basically. Brainstorm is a good start. Preordain lets us... Preordaining first lets us look at more cards. So let's Preordain. There's a bolt. Top bolt. Bottom probe. Go to combat. Swing for 6. Bolt you. GG. Ooh, that was close. That was very, very close. Very, very close. Okay. So Hydroblasts and a Dispel will... No, I don't even think Dispel is that good. Hydroblast will come in. Cartouche of Ambition will come in. And that's it. I think we take out our bolts here. As good as bolts seemed there. But opponent's probably going to bring in Pyros, right? What do we take out? Do we take out Brainstorms? And just slow right down? I feel like we can't play 1 Cartouche without Brainstorms. Take out probes. Yep. That was the tech. Mm-hmm. Jay had it. Probably the mic delay. Or probably the stream delay. Probe was 200% the cut. All right, opponent. It does look like we're going to have time for a viewer match, gang. So if you want to get into it, queue up. I am going to keep this. I like the interaction for their accelerator. I like potentially flipping Delver early, and we saw how Angler worked. Mulliganing to like a couple of dazes would be nice, though. But this hand, it just doesn't feel bad enough, right? Yeah, I'm going to keep. We saw how fast flipping Delver on turn 2 can be. So we're going to do that again. And bring the mono white elves. There's Lava Runner. We will eventually have a way to deal with that. There's another Germfather. Don't need that early. So go Delver, and we can forcefully set it up next turn. If our opponent doesn't just kill it now. A la Searing Blaze style. They do have their land drop too, so kicked Searing Blaze is potential. And they're just going to Marauders. Okay. Oh man, I really wish I could get Augur Bolas down next turn. This is bad. This is not nice to have across the table. Nope. No blocks. What do we flip? We do find a Ponder. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Ponder trying to find either a black source or an untapped red source. It just lets us look at more cards, and we can preordain away the cards we don't want later. I don't want to have to block the Skeleton Marauders. Okay. So let's go Brainstorm, or Ash Barrens, Swamp Brainstorm, or Swamp Ash Barrens Brainstorm. No shuffle. Play Gainland. This feels a little dicey, but I think we gotta let our opponent damage us here. We're not giving up our Delver. That's a 5 damage, 2 mana burn spell right there. And yes, I am that crazy person trying to race burn right now. 2 mana. It's a Searing Blaze. Oh my god. Well, it wouldn't have mattered. So I'm glad we got our 2 damage in. Especially, or we got our 3 damage in. Especially if we would have left it back to block. Yeah, I know, right? Alright, so we draw our Brainstorm. Or we draw our Ash Barrens. Okay. So let's Brainstorm. A Jillion lands. So we'll hold on to Ash Barrens and a Swamp. Get rid of these 2 lands. We might as well go like this, because we're searching up our black mana now anyway. We probably actually just need Ash Barrens even less, but it does put a card in our graveyard next turn. So we'll go Swamp, play Terramorphic Expanse, shuffle now so I don't forget about it. Get Swamp. And pass the turn, we'll leave up Lightning Bolt to kill this Gitu Lava Runner. But we are at 8. That is a terrible place to be. We're going to be at 7. Mono White Elves was the new meta, not some sort of May deck. Eloquently said. All right, so we will Lightning Bolt your Lava Runner. Potentially turn off some Skewer the Critics. And see what they've got. We're at 7 and they're at 17. It's a pretty rough place to be. Chain Lightning's us down to 4. And they don't have 2 bolts. We're going to have some kind of real impressive string of Hydroblasts here. Mountain. All right, let's preordain. We essentially need Hydroblast. So we're going to bottom. Find an island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so cast Angler. Maybe we should cast Augur first to see if we find Hydroblast. We can't leave it up anyway. Huh. I don't know that we are just dead, but I feel like we're close to dead. Okay, so yeah, we have 3 Hydroblasts in there. So cast our Angler. Leaving enough mana, or leaving enough stuff in our graveyard to cast another one next turn. And pass. Very happy Brazilian guy. Well, I'm glad. We're down to 1, opponent. Do you have it? They do. All right, so that was tough. We get to go on the play here. That's kind of nice. Dispel doesn't really seem worth it. They have so many creatures. No, I think our sideboarding was good. I think we just didn't find our interaction the way we were supposed to. I guess it's just usually first come, first serve. If anybody... So Terry and I play against each other all the time. And I hate to turn him away ever, but I guess I'll give everybody else a shot first. Yeah, pretty much. Or just like send a challenge. So my username is JFFCK. So after I do my YouTube wrap up, like as soon as their YouTube wrap up's over, I'm good to go. That's true, but Galactic Love, thank you very much for the follow. That would have given us another draw. You're right. That would have given us another turn, which would have been which probably would have been worth it. So it was like a greedy angler. We have to race them eventually, though. Oh, God. Almost White Elves time. So our opponent's going deep on the sideboard here. They're going to find a way. Man, that was a heck of a lot of one-land spy tonight, huh, gang? I don't know if it was necessarily a punt. I think it was greedy. I think we had to get lucky to win that game regardless. But yeah, the Augur would have been the more conservative play. Augur for a counter, and then Angler on the following turn. They would have put us to 1 with Bolt, the Bolt that resolved. And then we would have had to like draw into counter. But it does give us a lot more outs. You're right. Draw into counter and draw into cantrip that can find a counter. My opponent is disconnected. Heckin'. Okay, my opponent is disconnected. I have to use Washroom like crazy. We're going to do a viewer match after this. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Ah, they've returned. Oh, that's awesome, Galactic Glove. Glad to have you. All right, guys, here we go. See if we can go positive with this. Oh, God, this hand's terrible. All right, mulligan. We're against burn. Oh my god, deck, why? Oh, London mulligan rule. Helping us play a 3-color deck here. This is a keep. It's not a great hand, but I think there are 5s that are a lot worse than this. Click the cards I don't want. Yes. Okay, so we definitely don't want an angler. And we probably only want one of these Thought Scours. So we'll do it like that. We'll go turn 1. Oh, they kept their 7. Wow. Turn 1 Delver. And hope to flip it. And then race them with our Lightning Bolt on a stick. Yeah, it's London mulligan time. And hopefully it bails us out of this mull to 5 trying to go positive here. That would be ideal. Alright, let's see. Lava Boy. I'm just going to bolt the Delver Bird. Flipping this here would be ideal. And if it's something we don't want, like even if it's a land, I'll probably Thought Scour myself. Preordain. Well, I'm good with that. So we'll flip. And I think we want to leave up Thought Scour here. Representing a Hydroblast is nice too. So play Terramorphic Expanse, go to combat, swing with the Aberration. Waltzmark, I haven't... The sample size is just too small, you know? I think... I'm usually really conservative when it comes to this kind of thing. And it's almost like I don't have the resources to get the data I want, because I do believe it's probably better across all formats. I know a ton of people who hate non-games of Magic, and as a content creator, I'm not super big on it either. So if it does somehow prevent that, while not completely breaking every other format on the way, then it would be great. It's definitely not helping One Land Spy at all. Opponent's going to take the Delver out. Okay. Well, we did get in for 3 with it, so I'm into that. We could Thought Scour it now. Even Thought Scouring it a daze here doesn't do anything, so let it go. It did make One Land Spy show up. That's true. That much is absolutely true. But yeah, I can't imagine this is a great matchup for us. And we are going to Thought Scour here because we might find our daze. Oh, we might hit our swamp. I didn't even think of that. Well, good thing we didn't. Go get our swamp. Yikes. Lava Runner comes down. But yeah, it did make it show up. That's a good start from our opponent. I think it's reasonable that they answered our Delver so quickly. We draw Ponder. We have Shuffle effect in hand, so I think Ponder is probably... wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Ponder is mana neutral here. Big Oof narrowly avoided. Very narrowly. Okay, I don't think we want any of these cards. I wouldn't mind Lightning Bolt to answer this or their first Accelerator, so I actually might... I might top Lightning Bolt here. I think that's conservative, but I think that's correct. So I'll do that. No Shuffle. Terramorphic Expanse. Crack Terramorphic Expanse. Get a Mountain. And it's debatable whether we block this Gitu Lava Runner or not, especially where I have an answer for it anyway. Like, it's just... Then they could Bolt or Searing Blaze Angler, and I don't know if I'm okay with that. Especially where we have an answer for it in hand. And they could just run out of Thermal Alchemist that I'd rather answer anyway. They're going to probe. Okay. Yeah, I think we do let Runner through. I agree. We need it to survive. They killed our Delver, so that bought us a modicum of time. They're dead in 3 turns. We can see it that way. And if we find something off the top of our deck that makes us less convinced that this should die, then maybe we'll block later. Augur would be fantastic. We don't block, seemingly ruining our opponent's plans somewhat. That Peridnier, they're going well. The London Mulligan has been very cool. Practice for MF London? What does that mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the challenge would be cool if you want to throw a challenge over. I'd be so down. All right, so Riftbolt goes away. They play Keldon Marauders. So unfortunately, I think our Angler is going to have to block Keldon Marauders next turn. Unless we find a Cartouche of Ambition here, or one of Cartouche. We're going to bottom both of these. Don't want either. Find a Ponder. It's a Ponder that can't cast a Cartouche. Looks like White Elves is off the table. Oh, Magic Fest London. Excuse me. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So we'll Ponder here. We might have to bolt the Keldon Marauders and then block the Lava Runner with Angler this time. There's another Bolt. And another Angler. And a Daze. Daze doesn't really do anything here. I don't mind another Bolt. Or another Angler. We could throw Daze at something next turn. So if we go... Bolts, Angler, Daze. No shuffle. So if we just kind of throw away the Daze next turn, then... Yeah, we're going to bolt this. I think we got to leave back Urmog Angler on blocks, though. I know that seems silly that we left through 2 last time, but I just do not want to risk. Like, at this rate, if they'd like to throw Lightning Bolts, Lava Runner at Gurmag Angler, I think that's worth it. Granted, we are going to be at 9 here. As rumors have it, yeah, we're going to find out for sure. All right, let's see what opponent does here. So they're going to go to combat. They're going to swing. Okay. So we'll go to blocks. Block like this. And bolt your Marauders. Of course, them having land Searing Blaze here is a little rough, but it is going to be what it is regardless. But I think this is our out here. And then cast another Gurmfather next turn and hope to win before our opponent can deal 9 damage. Or whatever little amount of damage they have to deal. It might have been correct just to shuffle and look for Cartouche of Ambition there. But there's only 1 in our deck. All right, let's see what they do. They're going to Chain Lightning the Angler. Okay. That doesn't really matter. And they're just going to pass. All right, 2 cards in our opponent's hand. We draw Angler. We will play it. Pass the turn. We're at 8. That is so close to dead against this deck. So close to dead. Yeah, and a lot of people are playing like One Land Spy, which I find pretty funny. But maybe it helped it. I don't know. We're down to 5. That is remarkably close to 0 against Burn. We find a Bolt. So it is safe to get in an attack here because we can just bolt their Lava Runner. But Daze is our only backup. Fire Blast. I don't know what our opponent would be sandbagging. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know if they're trying to play through Daze or something here. Yep, down to 2. Land drop. That can't be good for us. Skewer the critics, and that's it. That's a league. Well, it wasn't a bad one anyway. Hey YouTube, what's up? Thank you so much for sticking around for the entire league. As you guys saw, Grixis Delver, it was super powerful. If I could sequence things correctly, I think I could have won. My opponents got a little bit lucky. We played against some sweet one-land spy lists, so I think you should try this out in a wider meta. The London Mulligan was really interesting. Let me know what you guys think of that. It was all just, yeah, it was a really good time. It's hard to criticize it because I think it played fairly well, and we just got somewhat unlucky. I think our 3-color mana base was definitely helped by the new Mulligan rule, so that's worth pointing out. Anyway, again, thank you so much for watching the entire league. I seriously appreciate it. And out here on Twitch, thank you so much for hanging out for the entire stream, guys. You're the best. Oh, baby. Okay. Mono black control. So they don't have an answer for Delver next turn, but they'll have all the answers for Delvers coming up. So I think what we want to do is run out of Delver this turn anyway, because it's very likely. So we'll run out of Delver, we'll Brainstorm to flip it. It's going to get him 1 damage before they answer it. And we can play another Delver next turn. So I think we just got to try to get in our beats and hopefully find a Daze in the meantime. Hey man, they got to get their practice in. It is possible that they drew like a Disfigure or something there. I don't think we want to go for the blind flip because Brainstorm might find us some interaction that we need. So we will Brainstorm. Draw a couple cards. Not the interaction we need. Or the black mana we need for that matter. So we definitely want an Augur Bolas, but we want Preordain on top. So let's go Swift, Water Cliffs. We can't stack 2 instants or sorceries. That's pretty brutal. So maybe we just go... Maybe we put Ponder 2 cards down. So we go... Draw the island. Or draw this... Yeah, draw island. Put Ponder under that. So no flip. And play an island, play a Delver. So slowing ourselves down to essentially hedge against one of the removal spells in our opponent's hand. It'd be really nice to get an Augur Bolas out next turn to get rid of the Edict fodder, but I'm assuming they're going to go Chainer's Edict next turn. We'll see. Yeah, it is kind of nostalgic. It's a cool deck. It's a sweet deck. So we'll see what their choice is. No Augurs, no Pulse Marasa. They are going to Chainer's Edict first, so that's not great news for us. Means they'll have their Victim of Night up to deal with our other Delver shortly. But our Ponder is fortunately going to get us a shuffle to shuffle away any of the stuff we don't want. We will flip. Draw Ponder. But I think we're just going to run out Augur this turn anyway, and then try to find our black source with Ponder next turn. Is that anything like Blood Red Summer by Coheed and Cambria? Well, I'm sure glad we did that, because there's no black sources coming. And a Lightning Bolt to kill one of their first creatures is what I want to be doing. And luckily, it looks like they're a little ways away from getting the Skurmog Angler, but like I said before, we don't have an answer for that. And I think they're going to spend their next turn Victim of Nighting, so we might buy ourselves a little bit of time here. Is Coheed and Cambria fans? Love that band. All right, 3 mana. So they have a couple choices. Actually, as far as we know, they have 1 choice. And I think like Victim of Nighting Delver is just pretty reasonable. Oh, they have Disfigure. Okay. Sure. That's not good for us. They did find the Disfigure. Mono black control. We draw a black source. Okay, go to combat. Attack with Augur. And they could go land Victim of Night Edict and take out Angler next turn. If I can find a blocker with this Preordain, I'll probably do that instead. Or this Ponder. There's a blocker. Okay, so go Thought Scour, Augur. No shuffle. We will go get black mana. Play our black mana. Play Augur. Hypnotic Spectre. Oh man, what is it? Is that the... It's got like haste or whatever. Goes fast. Is that the one? Augur finds Metamorphose or Gataxian Probe. I think we might as well go with Metamorphose here. We have enough lands that we don't need to sacrifice the life for it. All right, there we go. So a little bit of fodder. They're going to have their own Gurmag Angler to contest us here. 2-2 flying. Oh, wow. Okay, so it doesn't have haste. I thought it did. We can undo the Chittering Rats easily enough. So they're building up for their Gary here. Meaning we should probably kill the Chittering Rats next turn. All right, we draw our bolts. So let's have a look with Metamorphose first. Probably want to just add back red-blue. Hey, thank you very much. Welcome from New Brunswick. We find Ash Barrens. That kind of blows. All right, so let's maintain our graveyard. We'll bolt this first. A little bit of a tempo hit as well. Cycle Ash Barrens. All mana neutral stuff as far as the Grandfather's concerned. Might as well get a mountain now that we have access to 3 potential blue mana. And go with Angler. As pretty much just an answer for their Angler with some Edict fodder backup. So this makes their Gary a little bit worse next turn and their Angler a little bit worse next turn, but once they get to start flashing back Edicts and stuff, their value just kind of spirals out of control. Oh god, that's so gross. Yeah, that would hurt a lot. And what do you got? I feel like the Gurm Daddy's coming down. And given the state of the race right now, I think we want to offer the trade next turn. But I'm not 100% sure. Maybe not. I guess we have more Delvers. Yep. Oh, they could have Disfigure in hand too. I think that just goes too badly. All right, let's see what we draw. Swiftwater Cliffs. Fantastic. All right, playing that has essentially no value, so we're just going to leave it there. Pass the turn, Gurmag Angler as our answer to our opponent's Gurmag Angler. They're up to a pretty decent Gary at this point. Oh, that was a 94. Oh, yuck, yeah. Everybody probably had that friend, too. Pestilence, huh? Okay. So they're probably going to Pest X3 and then Disfigure Angler. That way they don't have to risk their own against one of our Lightning Bolts. All right, Metamorphose. Float. Oh, yeah, I totally remember that. Yep. I was 3. Metamorphose. Xerox style. I think just having a well-placed Thermo Alchemist would do a lot here. Wow, deck, you are being a champ tonight. All right, pass the turn. Yeah, I was a little baby. Oh yeah, that'd be ridiculous. Turn 1 Necropotence for everyone. I'm going to ping X1 here. But I imagine that's what's going to happen. So it's going to be somewhere along the lines of like Pestilence X3 and then Disfigure our Gurmfather. They're probably dead. Slamming those Dark Rituals left and right all over the pavement. Scratching them up. Chainer's Edict. All right. Down goes Augur. And see if they offer the trade. They don't. All right, I'm second guessing them having a Disfigure now. I guess we did already see one. Maybe they just don't have to risk it. They realize that we're kind of behind. Ugh. If only I could stick a Delver here. Play Swiftwater Cliffs and pass. So at this rate, maybe we should have started offering the trade last turn. There's Witches. More X1 hate. Yeah, if we don't think they have Disfigure, it might be correct to just serve with Angler. Yeah, it's definitely correct to serve with Angler. Especially with reference to the race. I mean, if they do have Disfigure, we have Bolt now, so there's that. But they still have Kumbaya Witches to contend with. They're going to trade. Cool. Cool. They do have Disfigure. Okay. Yeah, so we will Bolt Angler. We do have to hope to draw another Lightning Bolt, though. Maybe that was a little unnecessary right there, like in combat, but for the effect. And what have you got? 2 mana, they're going to pest X2. And yeah, they'll be able to gain a life total advantage using Kumbaya Witches as their clock, plus they get a huge Gary this turn. Yeah, we're probably just dead here, gang. And I think it was serving with Angler like 1 turn too late, but I liked having the Lightning Bolt back up. Still, 2 for 2, and their board presence is way better than ours here. Let's see what they have in hand. Phyrexian Rager. Pretty good way to rebuild, too. Fine Ponder. I don't really know what we can do here, though. Like, yeah, just shuffle. And find a land, and that's it. A few too many lands this game. Right, well, we only have that one counterspell. That's all we have is Daze. All right, so a lot of our stuff is dead in this matchup. I think Swirling Sandstorm is actually kind of contestable here, so I think we'll bring in Relic, Sandstorm, and Reaping the Graves. I think Ataxian Probe is probably not that relevant, so we'll take out one of those. Maybe take out 2 of those, and I think we can shave a Metamorphose as well. And go like this. So yeah, so Sandstorm will help, and the rest of our kind of removal will. We'll just have to, like, we'll have to play towards it. I think 1 Dispel over 4th Brainstorm is probably correct as well. Cartouche would be okay, but it's too risky, right? Like, they do have targeted removal. And unless we can, like, set up Cartouche... If we can set up Cartouche on Angler against this deck, then we're pretty far ahead anyway. And I'd almost rather just a Lightning Bolt to finish things off. All right, this is a good start if we can find our land off of Ponder, because we can counter their first 2-drop. And then if we can eventually get to Augur Bolas. So I think I am going to keep this. All right, let's do it. So Island, Ponder. Pretty good opener. It is unfortunate that we have to keep if we find a land. All right, well, Thermal Alchemist and Swiftwater Cliffs are 2 things I can get behind. So we'll go Thought Scour, Thermal Alchemist, Swiftwater Cliffs. No shuffle, draw Cliffs. It does make our next turn a little anemic, especially if we have to Daze here, but I don't think they'll play anything and we have to Daze. Ideally, Daze will be protecting our Thermal Alchemists. Draw Alchemist, play tap land, pause turn. So it's debatable what I would get here. Sign in Blood may be reasonable, but they'd have to discard to hand size. Yeah, so they don't even Sign in Blood here. All right. Let's see what we draw. Oh yeah, the Thought Scour we knew about. Play Thermal Alchemist with Daze backup. And if they can beat Daze, we do have a second Alchemist to commit next turn. But I think they do kind of play on that axis. Like, they really do want to tap out each turn. All right, they cycle Baron more. That's good news for me. Got a Daze in hand. And it's debatable whether I want to go Augur Bolas or Thermal Alchemist next turn. I think 2-mana Edict is pretty anticipatable here. Yes. So they might just play around Daze for the rest of their lives now. Which isn't a bad move. We are a Daze deck. Brainstorm, not what I want to be doing here, so we'll play Thermal Alchemist. Pass the turn. It might have been correct to Thought Scour there, too. To try to find a land drop. Maybe that's a little greedy. So we don't do anything else otherwise. We could leave up Lightning Bolt, I guess. And 4 mana, 3 mana. It's Chittering Rats, yep. Not a huge issue. So we can put Brainstorm back on top. And on our upkeep, we'll Thought Scour that away. Or do we? Yeah, I think we do. Granted, Brainstorm is going to be a lot better at finding us our land than anything else is, and then we can just Thought Scour whatever else we don't want. So let's keep it. Brainstorm, look for a land. We don't find one. All right, well, we don't have black mana to cast this Augur, or this Angler, so I don't like that here. We need the Thought Scour. So I think we'll go Angler. I do want them in my deck, though. Well, we have Reaping the Graves, so we'll go Angler, Augur. And Thoughtscour ourselves, just trying to hit that land drop. Hopefully we don't hit Swamp off of this. Didn't hit our Swamp, but we didn't hit a land either. All right. So flooded out last game. Getting a little screwed here. We'll see what we can do. Favorite Erasure win was versus Elves. They had 20 cards left. Ooh, okay. Another card's going back on top. We can't take that to our advantage to flip Delver. I feel like they're lining up for a pretty great Gary here. So there's a possibility we might want to start killing these Crypt Rats. But Augur back on top, because if they are going to hit us with this card, that's definitely what I want them taking. Attack for 2. Okay. We will block. Cool. Bazooka Bog. That's a pretty unfortunate. Away goes the bin. And they're going to pass. We'll tap. Deal some damage. Hope, wish, pray. Alright, turn comes back to us. We draw the Augur. Yeah, I think we just Delver here and leave a Bolt. Like, Augur isn't going to find us a land. It's really only good in that it would be sacrifice fodder. So I think we just want to do it this way. And if Gary goes to come down, we can Lightning Bolt one of the rats in response and potentially daze the Gary. Never mind, can't daze a Gary now. Yeah, the deck's being pretty funny, but Mount Mentat. But I mean, hey, gonna do what you gotta do. They sign in blood down to 15. How much burn do we have? We just like 8 points of burn. Should put them down to 7. A couple of Delver hits. It's not completely unfathomable. I'm gonna go for Disfigure on Delver. You got it. It's a little more unfathomable now. And opponent's passing. I am feeling a little bit of pressure to fire off this bolt at one of these chittering rats. So I think I will do that. Because Gary is a real threat. And while Pestilence is a growing concern, we may have to kill our own Thermo Alchemist someday. The new Mulligan rule, Maverick Girl, I liked it in this deck. It helped us out in a match against Burn, and I definitely appreciated that. Oh, this is going to be sketchy. So I think here we add red, blue, blue, red. We can't get up to Angler Mana this turn, right? So yeah, so we have blue, red. So it did help us out in one match, so I can at least give it credit for that. Add blue, red. We draw another Metamorphose, so ping you. Metamorphose. Yeah, we're going for it, Demir Life. Been up to it all night. A lot more people were playing One Land Spy, which I appreciate a lot. We draw Ash Barrens. Well, that's black mana. We would have hit a free spell there. I guess we could like daze our own spell, but yeah, let's go with our blue mana. Get a swamp. Play the swamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, we can. Okay, sweet. So Grandfather. And pass turn. They're at 10. I wonder how they kill Grandfather here. I'm assuming they have a way to do so. But yeah, it helped us out in a Burn Against match. Sleep Deprivation is sweet. In a match against Burn, so I can appreciate it for that. Ooh, they do have the Tendrils. That's pretty bad. Probably don't want to turn off auto yields here, because I have a daze in hand. Alright, so they're going to get in for 2. They're at 15 now. And yeah, that was our plan. They had the answer. What do you think, Maverick Girl? Have you tested it out much? What's this gonna be? Are they gonna risk it for the biscuit? They're gonna unearth a chittering rats. Okay. Not ideal. We'll top auger. Can't do anything fancy to get rid of the top of our deck. This is probably why we haven't been drawing lands, honestly. And I will happily daze this, because I don't know that we'll have an opportunity to do so anytime soon. And they'll get to flash it back out of the graveyard, but by then we'll have Augur Bolas down that we can sacrifice to save our Thermal Alchemist, and this also gives us a land drop for next turn for what that's worth. I mean, countering a Chainer's Edict never feels that good, but you've got to be chittering me. All right, so let's go Augur. See what we can find on our deck. I mean, another Lightning Bolt's not bad. I think we're going to take Bolt over Brainstorm here, especially where we're getting a little close with Alchemist. And I definitely want a way to defend against Gary somehow, like to hedge against it at least, against that life gain. Because if they just go Gary next turn, we'll want to kill the Chittering Rats in response as opposed to going face. Takes damage off of their board, plus it's almost the same amount of damage. Oubliette, huh? Okay. Targeting. Thermo Daddy? Okay. So we'll tap Alchemist, ping you, and I think we are going to go face now. They don't have Gary mana. So we want to get in as much damage as we can while we have time. And now we just got to like really hope to top deck better than our opponent. Flipping a Delver in short order is a way that we can win this game. So we got to play towards that. All right, opponent. Can you kill our Augur Bolas? I know you can next turn. We will take 2. They could have Disfigure here. That would kind of suck, because then they have Chainer's Edict for our next threat. And they have been sitting on 1 card for a while. Rager. Yep. What do we find off the top of our deck? 1 Gurmfather taken care of altogether. 1 Gurmfather in the bin. Find a mountain. That's probably the worst draw on our deck. We found our lands, though. About time. All right, opponent. What's it going to be? 1 card, a jillion mana. You can 4 us every turn. Can't Pestilence us out just yet, but that time is coming. Oh, flashback Chainer's Edict. You may. There goes Augur. They're pretty much going to wrap it up here now, though, I think. We're going to have to hold on to this Lightning Bolt as a way to potentially win the game if they don't find their Gary. They're going to give us 2 turns to do it before we have to remove a creature. So we're going to go Delver here, flip Delver. Mostly. And then have it not die. So just a swamp in our opponent's hand. We find a land. Okay, pass turn. So I think we're dead now. Almost definitely. Yep. So we'll take 6 down to 5. Man, mono black control looking good here, though. Yeah, it's a wicked deck. It used to beat the crap out of me in the Just for Fun rooms back in the day. Let me tell you. All right, where's the Delver? Another Bolt. Maybe our opponent will deal 2 damage to themselves before they attack next turn. I don't know. I mean, we can do it to save ourselves. I don't know how worth it that is. I think 1 and 3 aren't very different here. So let's go with the Chittering Rats. And just sleeved up a mono black control for fun. That's what I mean. Like, why are people out in the Just for Fun room playing mono black, right? Here trying to have a good time. So that was our last Lightning Bolt. Oh, opponent Sign and Bloods us for the win. You know what, opponent? You know what? I'm going out on my own terms. GG's, Ethereon. Good luck at the tournament, man. Thank you for the match. Oh, thank you very much for the match, man. Good luck in the paper world. There's the Delver we were looking for.